Welcome back. Are you serious? Because I am serious. If I'm on Facebook, YouTube making videos, that means I'm serious about what I'm talking about. Okay? I am serious. And we're going to talk about atheism. Yep, the view of atheism is this: they don't believe in God, or they don't personally believe in a God. They don't believe in any gods. No deity. Because they want to be their own God. True. They want to be their own God. They want to make their own decisions. But the only thing they can't do is go to heaven. How can you go to heaven if you don't believe in God? Remember, God is the center of heaven. You want to be a God, but you can't create things from nothing. What you really are saying when you say, I don't believe in God, I don't want to be accountable to God. I don't want to live by your moral law, God. I want to do what I want to do. Well, Satan said the same thing to God. But Satan wanted to be God. He wanted to be above God. But because of his rebellion in heaven, he got kicked out. And then he had a following. 1/3 of the angels were kicked out too. Because of their rebellion. Because of sin. Rebellion is sin. And you saying there's no God, you're rebelling against God. But you're under authority by somebody. Because the Bible says Satan is the prince of this air. And if he's the prince of this air, you're under him. He's your God. Maybe God the Father's not. So who are you going to follow? Atheism was written 1000 BC by David. He wrote about atheism around 1000 BC. And he says in Psalms 14:1, this is what he says. A fool says in his heart, there is no God. Period. No God. But not everybody's saying there's no God. The prudent say there's a God. But the fool in his own heart, believing his heart is wicked and deceitful, his heart is deceiving him, saying there's no God. The Bible says in the Old Testament, our heart is deceitful and wicked. Who knows? The Lord knows. The Lord knows. Fool. An atheist is a fool, the Bible says. He believes, she believes, his or her own hearts. Heart saying there's no God. But who created the heart? Who created your DNA? My DNA is different than your DNA. When you live a life absent from God, you're living a loveless life. You're living a life of self-centeredness. You're living a life about you. Because you're in rebellion against God. Life of rebellion is not a good thing, guys. You are in a dangerous situation. A dangerous situation. There is a heaven, there is a hell. And if you're saying there's no God, well, we could eliminate heaven for you. There's disaster waiting for you. Fool says in his heart, there is no God. You know what their life looks like when those who are claiming to be atheists? They are corrupt. You live a life without God, you live a corrupt life. You live a life without God, you live an abominable. You practice sin, you do abominable deeds. You live a life of immorality, not caring about the other person, not caring what you're doing. You're living evil, you're living a life of sin. And lastly, there is none who does good. You live a life of being an atheist, your life is not going to be good. Let's talk about this some more. See you later.